have to Shalva's new sister.
And we think Yonit is a great name.
All right. Here's the food. All the Jews like to know what the food look like. Very nice food. These are the drinks. How you doing? Alright, gotta go this way. You have any words for your daughter?
We love you.
Thank you everyone for coming. Chodesh Tov. I just want to start by thanking everyone who's helped after Yoni was born, helped out with Malka, helped out with food, helped out. It's specifically being in Israel without any immediate family, except for my sister Sarah, who's now here for the year. Without any immediate family, it's very comforting to know that we have such a nice group of friends who's helped us out with everything that we've needed. Has always been there with last minute, in advance, everything. So Toda Rabba for everything. And just like to share a couple words with everyone on Yonit's name, even though she's already a little over 3 weeks now. Yonit has two names, Yonit Hadassah. And at first, people can expect your typical Jewish name is the first name is the name that the father and the mother like. They think it's matim for the child, and it sounds pretty. It has a nice mashmut. And then the second name is usually after someone dear who passed away, and you want to be Ilui Neshama, etc. And it is true; those are good reasons. But in addition to that, those people who noticed the timing of Yonit's naming was on Yom Kippur. And at Mincha we read Sefer Yonah. So because of Yonah, we chose the name Yonit. But besides the famous Yonah ben Amitai from Sefer Yonah, there also happens to be another famous Yonah in this week's Parsha Noach. The Yonah that Noach sent out of the Teva to check if the waters had subsided. So we can just think about these two things specifically when she was named, and now at her simchat is also both connected to Yonah. While Yonit was hanging on the inside, and we were all waiting for her to come out, it was during the month of Elul and between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur specifically. So at the end of Shachri Tomorrow, for us Ashkenazim we say LeDavid Hashem Ori V'Yishi, and the Midrash discusses what is this Ori V'Yishi, and it's referring to Ori is the my light, and Yishi my salvation is referring to Ori is Rosh Hashanah, and Yishi is Yom Kippur based on certain psukim, which I won't go into now. But so we know that this Ori, this light, my light, is taking place during the month of Elul, and specifically during the Aseret Yemei Tshuva. And so we would like to suggest that this light is not only during these days and this time, but it was also the light that Yoni brought into our own lives, and also the light that we can learn from these two famous Yonahs that we know of, Yonah ben Amitai and Yonah from Parsha Noah. So basically, the light of Yonah ben Amitai is based on Yaakov Shimoni, when he talks about Yonah, that when he got his original nevuah, when he got his original prophecy, he was actually at the Simcha Beira Shoeva at the Beit HaMikdash, which was the festival of famous lights, of torches being lit and juggling fire, and it was known that Simcha Beira Shoeva was seen from all Yerushalayim. And his nevuah was to go and give over rebuke to another nation, to the people of Nineveh. And in this way, Yonah ben Amitai was leaving one great light and offering another light, a light unto the nations. We know Or LaGoyim. And then similarly, we also have in this week's parsha but we understand from famous pasuk in Shir Hashirim. It says, "Hinach yafa inayich yonim, hinach yafa rayati, hinach yafa inayich yonim." So God says in Shir Hashirim that to the Jewish people, your eyes are as beautiful as doves. So what does it mean? Your eyes are as beautiful as doves. So the midrash on this concept of doves is saying that the eyes bring light into the world. And why did Shlomo Melech choose the word yonim to represent light, that the eyes bring light? So he said, where do we see that a dove brings light? The dove of Yonah, the dove of Noah, the Yonah that Noah sent out from the Teva. He came back with a branch of an olive branch, which obviously you take olives and you take the chomariyut and you make it into something kadosh, and you can make it into zeit shemen, which ironically happens to be the name of the street that we're standing on right now. But that you take this and you make shemen zayit, which was used in the Beit Hamikdash, and essentially brings in more light, and that was the light of the dove of this week's parsha, and similar to the light that Yonah ben Amittai left and brought as well, and delivered as well. We'd like to bless Yonit, that she, God willing, grows up to be happy and healthy, and to give light both unto the Jewish people and to the world at large, and to our family. And that's it. And God willing, we should all continue to have smachot together. And thank you for coming. Martha is also going to speak for a minute about Yonit's second name, Hadassah.
Yonit's second name, Hadassah, we named her for my Babi Hadassah, my maternal grandmother. And as a young child, I have many very fond memories of my grandmother, very similar to many people's memories of their grandmother, her coming to visit us at our home, bringing us presents, spending time with her. But I think what distinguishes my Babi that is very meaningful to us, besides in her role as my grandmother, is what she accomplished in her personal life. My grandmother was born in the early 1900s, actually in Eretz Israel. Her parents had immigrated from Poland, and her name was Hadassah. She was named after the first Hadassah hospital because she was one of the first children born there. And interestingly enough, Yonit was also born in Hadassah Hospital. So what comes around goes around. And my Babi was blessed with a beautiful voice. And she was a singer by profession. She used to work in Hebrew schools and teaching Jewish children songs, and she used to perform as well. And she was living in Chicago at the time. She was 8 years old when her family had to move out of Eretz Israel because of a famine. They couldn't make ends meet, so they moved to Chicago where they had some relatives. And my Babi was a very brave woman, because as a musician, she decided, and she was the first one in the city to no longer sing Yiddish songs. She no longer decided, she said, we've now moved on, and now the state of Israel is coming very soon. It was right before, in the early 1940s, and she said, now it's time that we should teach our children and sing Hebrew songs. So what she did in her performances and in her teaching is she began to sing Hebrew songs. And she was a great lover of Tzion and a great lover of Eretz Israel. And she never came back to Israel from the age of 9 until she was already in her 60s. And I was speaking to my aunt last night, and she told me that by the time my grandmother came back to Israel, her husband had died, and she was in a very deep mourning. And when she came back to Israel at the age of 65, suddenly it brought a lot of life back into her life. And only after her trip to Eretz Israel was she able to really move on from the death of her husband, from my grandfather, and to begin her life again. And then she started getting much more active and going out more and going to classes and all sorts of different things. So to my Babi Hadassah, besides being a wonderful Babi, she represents to us the Chibat Eretz Israel, the Chibat Tzion, and we hope and pray that she's looking down upon us now, being able to finish the circle of us, our family, coming back to Eretz Israel and naming our daughter after her. Our daughter was also born in Eretz Israel, and she should grow up to be an Eloi Neshama for my Babi, and my Babi should look down with pride on our family. And thank you all very much for coming. Mazal tov.
Mazal tov.